Let's go inside the tribe. This is the first episode, very first, season one. This is pretty much a podcast about everything cultural in Kabeja, and pretty much we want you to come to Ijeni Nati as we make sure that we document everything cultural here, and obviously even more. And we hopefully you also grow with us as well. By the way, my name is Atengosi. Some people call me Maverick, some call me Mav, and I got my boy here. What's your name, brother?
My G, Ati. I go by the name of Chama Clausen, but you can call me QC, also known as Megs. And yeah, I mean, as Mav said, we're here to document PE culture, and this is the first of a great show. This is the first of great odyssey that we're about to partake in, and we're so keen to show you guys the insights that we have, the
Yes, sir.
places that we've been, what we're seeing, and unfolding it in front of you. So yeah,
And some
I
amazing
mean,
insights as well, man.
so much. I mean, the Gqeberha has so much to show you guys. We as a city has so much to show you. And I mean, how was your weekend to start it off, bro?
My weekend was pretty chilled. Very easy going. Obviously, on Saturday, then I decided to visit one of my boys. Some spirits obviously joined us.
Of course,
but we,
the
we camped in quite
mandate.
early because
Yeah.
the past 3 weeks have been very rough for me to like sort of recover. Umzimba sabasasakula madoda. So ipapalaza, they lost
You
like
know, when you
3
get
days.
older, yeah,
I'm
yo,
like,
you
I
need to
can't
take
deal
some
with this.
time.
So I decided like this week, I'm like, yo, man, the devil is not gonna win. I'm just gonna drink once, which is I drank on Saturday, capped it around 8. And but I felt so bad when I started seeing your statuses and the niggas. I'm like, I should have been here.
That's so much
But
discipline from you to cap it at 8. I mean, damn, like.
no. I knew, man. But different kalivek yam kakhle. And
I
also
hear
it
you.
was a lot of schoolwork when it comes to editing and stuff. So I was like, nah, dog, I have to set the correct precedent
Of
for this week
course.
at least.
Of course.
But I know you guys were having a whole lot of fun this weekend. What
Hey man,
happened?
I mean, we had to represent inside the tribe. We were out at Afro Capital,
Yes,
Deep
sir.
Brew, 37 Reasons. We were out having fun, man, right here in Chapel Street. It was a nice event, and we just had to document Youth Day and youth culture here in PE. It was a really nice Sunday, and yeah, we'll as you'll see through the episode, we just have these segments and sound bites that are so nice for the audience to see. But it was really a great weekend with my boy Lloyd and Onika representing inside the tribe. And yeah, we missed you, man. I mean, your presence was felt. Your absence
Nah,
there,
shout outs. I
yeah,
was there in spirit.
yeah, exactly.
Even though I missed out, I saw you guys were chilling with a couple of nice mummies there.
Hey, you know.
I'm like, they born in my street and I didn't born, but I'm seeing the mummies. I'm like, who are these
They
people?
pulled through. They
Yeah.
pulled through. Say that. Say that. Yo,
Yeah.
it was, I mean, representation of all kinds. The mummies were looking fresh. Everyone was looking fresh. People were dripped out. The weather was allowing also, so
Amazing weather.
it was just an environment for fun to be
For
had.
fun,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
to allow us to do our work that we wanted to do.
That's fire
But
stuff.
yeah,
That's fire
on stuff
stuff.
happening here in South Africa, I mean, what do you think about obviously the elephant in the room? We have to address that.
The
Uh,
elephant in the room. I'll gladly walk it out the room.
yeah,
I mean, even if Nobia chachalaza, but let's start to it, right? So obviously, I'm guessing you're talking about the president's inauguration, which happened yesterday.
exactly.
I pretty listened to it because I walked in while my father was listening to it, and then namdahlala namamela, the president saying some nice stuff is he would,
Of course.
similar to last time. But I think the real elephant in the room is basically us having the new government, which is the government of national
National
unity.
unity, yes, yes.
And I think that's the elephant in the room because some people are sort of like over the fence rather, because they feel like we were sold out. So I'll explain this.
As they should.
Yeah, so I'll explain this. So I was listening to some radio show which explained that the government of national unity is not a new thing for us as South Africa.
All
Just
right, I'm
post
hearing you.
1994, National Party, IFP, which IFP is also part of the new government now
Yeah.
as well, with ANC obviously, was sort of coalition yenzeka ngelaa xesha, government of national unity, but it did not work out because 2 years in, around 1996, the National Party decided to like dip because obviously it was in fitting to whatever they need. But obviously, I think the ANC Nayo was quite clear about walking into it because they were quite new into power, new in terms of like handling stuff. So obviously, own Pasela Indo, it's just walk me inside the house. If you're saying I'm gonna keep the house, walk me inside the
Exactly,
house. I need to
exactly.
know where the spoon's at.
Yeah,
I need
you
to
need
know
to feel
where
comfortable.
yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Funeka ndizazi rooms ngapkanani so I can manage the house properly. That happened. Obviously, the National Party felt the needs were not being met. They obviously exited, and I think for now, people or myself, I'm training myself to be at least because I'm very pro black in terms of what we need as the country because we the guys who are underprivileged. We don't have jobs. There's lack of jobs. There's obviously
Exactly,
lack
as
of
the majority.
economical freedom as well, which is obviously the power is with the white folks. But it was something that was never addressed even post 1994. So I felt like we needed to reestablish that. ANC failed. Now we are back again with the ops.
Trying to readdress the imbalances of the past.
Exactly, we are back with the past. So what I'm trying to do is not look at the political ideologies that come with we are white, they are black, we are doing this. I'm trying to be optimistic at this point to say, ANC itiba izawuspana nelento, neti they're gonna marry,
Yeah.
they're gonna marry each other. What can we get? Service delivery, people getting hold into account for wrongdoings, zabo, etc., etc.
I mean, those stuff like that have to improve. I mean, load shedding and things like that, they have to get better. So I know, who are we getting as the deputy president? Or obviously the inauguration was yesterday. Was it just the president, or is the deputy president still to be inaugurated? Or
So John from the DA is deputy, and
Oh.
they've delegated
That's news.
even the ministers and the whatnot. But I did not pay attention to that. But I know power is being shared amongst themselves, right? And I'm looking forward to see that people being held accountable, but I feel like the betting culture is gonna decline, gents, because they sort of like the number one beneficiaries of the
of
ANC money.
course, of
'Cause
course.
the
There is
tendering
those
system is not gonna
beneficiaries.
work, bro. Like the tendering system is not gonna work now. Ibhedi zethu izawuxweba amadoda azawujonga apha kuthi
Yo,
with the small
we're
coins.
gonna have to up the bucks.
You're gonna have to.
Yo, it's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough, man. But fuck tendering system. Let's have things work. Let's have competency. Let's have service delivery.
Because if anything, the one thing we did need is change. Like more than anything, I mean, we saw with this election, the one thing we definitely did need is change. And this is change of sorts. I mean, we saw with the ANC not getting the majority vote and obviously coalition party being formed, we have to look at change no matter how it comes, and this is a form of change. So we'd hope that it's positive, and we're yet to see. But I mean,
it's gonna be work.
we're in it now, so it's
gonna be work.
Yeah,
They just have to both compromise. The ideologies are they have to be set out and make
Exactly.
sure that they sort of reach an agreement and compromise for certain things for the better good of the country. I guess until Sibon Nati, local government, whoever's not doing what we need to see or to have, obviously, then we'll start voting them out again, hopefully. So yeah.
Yeah,
kids.
because the aim is to get South Africa at the top again, to get the economy at the top. I mean, we need to be at a place where we can dream again, and it felt like we were lacking that for a long, long time. But yeah, on other topics, have you heard of the Ken and Friends pop-out show that happened at 1 a.m. South African time? Same SAST time. It was crazy. First time, Kendrick brought out the whole West Coast. They were first time performing Euphoria, first time performing Not Like Us. I mean, I can't think of anyone who wasn't there. Like your Tyler the Creators, your DeMar DeRozan, your Russell Westbrooks.
saw
I
Russ.
mean,
My goodness.
your Rick Ross. Who wasn't there? It was such a fire show. I mean, it was great because first he put on people in the West Coast that people don't know of. Like the first hour was literally just putting on artists we don't have any idea who they are. Like Ray Vaughan
fire.
from TDE. I know him as
Ray
a
Vaughan
fire
is
artist.
fire.
Yeah. Then we started getting into your Rowdy Riches. It was obviously being curated by DJ Head. We started getting into your YGs, fire sets from all people around. We got to even see Black Hippie on stage together. I mean, a lot
That's
of people have been
fire.
wanting that. So it was a real nice cultural moment. I think they were actually shooting the Not Like Us music video because man K Dot performed that song 5 times. I was like, whoa, man is really rubbing it in. And I like, you know what popped into my mind? It was that your music pacified them, my music electrified them. And I was like thinking of, damn, because when he was singing the words, like he'd literally pause and then the crowd would sing his songs word for word. And it was like, damn, this is a literal cultural moment. So it's going to be interesting to see the tit for tat or the back and forth that's going to happen, because we know Drake is a petty nigga, and we know he's going to obviously have something to say about that. But
Drake
it was a
gotta sit
really,
this
really
one
nice
down,
show.
bro.
Even for anyone who wants to check it out on Amazon Prime and even on YouTube, I see there's YouTubers who have it on. But yeah, it was a really great show.
Yeah, bro. Like I walked in here getting ready to prep for the pod. Obviously, Lloyd, the master pirate,
You know
person.
how he is.
So he already had he was already streaming it. I think one of these guys had the stream on YouTube. So I saw him perform. I think the song looked like us 2 times. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. It looked like it was a jump. It was a jump. Obviously, I'm a Drake fan.
Of course.
And I sort of feel like I'm in the wrong
I mean,
side
just
of
to establish
history, you know?
variance, we have to be on different sides of the fence, because I'm a K Dot fan.
Yeah, so I saw that. I was disheartened a little, but we move, bro. We move.
You know, there was even banter on Twitter. They were saying, Drake fans are taking this too seriously. They're feeling like, guys, relax. Nothing bad is going to happen. Like, they were taking it like, oh, an apocalypse is happening or it's the end of the world. But it's not even that crazy, because I think it's more than anything, it's what the culture needed, because you needed to see that competition needs to be alive in hip hop. And I think we're clearly seeing that.
I get where people are coming from. For me, that felt like sort of how it started with the Futures and the Weekends teaming up against Drake. So everyone, it's basically a team of people who hate Drake coming along together to have a good time.
Exactly.
For Drake, essentially.
When you've been at the top for that long, like Drake has 15 years consecutive.
Screwed. But what I'm saying is to Lloyd, I'm like, bro, Ulendu Drake has been winning for so long that people felt like this nigga needs to stop winning.
True that.
People are starting to hate on him. It's the same thing that's happening with Ronaldo as well. It's like
exactly.
I'm
glad you compared them like that, because those are equivalents, like
exactly. And let's say Kendrick Lamar is Messi in this context.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
it's like people now are sort of like music or sports fanatics, and then they choose Kendrick or Messi. But at the same time, it's like, bro, I had guys who were telling me about Kendrick. Dog, do you know how dope that nigga is? I'm like, dog, I was listening to Kendrick in 2011.
Yeah.
Like, I chose Drake.
You've been known his dopeness.
Exactly. But my point is, it's like, bro, there's a smear campaign against Drake. People hate it.
Let's not get into that now.
People hate Drake.
Let's not do that.
Okay, cool. You don't agree to that, fine.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, it's evident that people are really against Drake and they enjoy Drake downfall. Even Charlamagne said it on one of his thingies, on one of the shows. It was like, bro, every time when something happens to Drake, especially if it's like a negative thing, he's the first guy to call it, and please report this thing in the morning. So it's clear. Even Charlamagne said, it's like, bro, like, we don't like Drake as the industry, because it's like a Canadian half-white guy who's just killing the game.
True. I get where you're coming from.
And also is, so
because even from Kendrick's standpoint, he's coming from this point of view where he looks at Drake as what the industry is and everything that he despises of the industry, and so he wants to take down that symbolism of someone who represents the industry in a bad way. And Drake also, at the same time, his mannerisms, man, for someone who's been at the top, he started getting arrogant. He started feeling like, I mean, when you listen to his music, for all the dogs, why are you dissing Serena Williams? Why are you dissing Rihanna? Why are you dissing A$AP Rocky? People who have said nothing to you. Why are you dissing Serena Williams' husband? Like, that's when you start to feel like you're above the game. So, I mean, for me, that doesn't sit well with me.
If I rap, ex I'm still on the music though who can't even rap or doesn't rap, I'm throwing a sidebar for that nigga,
he's
bro.
catching out for no reason.
Especially if my girl is late. No, I'm playing though. Like, I understand Drake's character is a bit offish, right? I know that for sure. But him as a rapper, I love him to bits. But I know even with the Pusha T thing, the only thing that got him to lose is his character.
That's true.
You know what I mean? He's got too many flops and weird things going on in his life, and he doesn't want to grow as well. It's like there's a lot of things that you can pick out about the Drake to sort of like say, bro, You're not acting the hot man level.
And things he clearly doesn't want to fix about himself.
Yeah.
But speaking on the weekend and what's coming up, any plans for the weekend? Like what's happening in the Bay? I mean, last week we were at Deep Brew and Afro Capital, 37 Reasons. I know apparently there's something happening at Kofi or something like that. I know there's this comedy show coming up also soon.
Yeah. Next week there's a comedy show happening. I know Liang Ngaba. I think CSA is gonna be there as well. I think even this week because Q, you're going there today, right? Yeah. So Q is also like handling some operations to shoot there. So obviously Thursday, and I think Jazzy is also gonna be on Saturday.
he's here.
But maybe by the time this comes out, because we don't know when this is gonna
Yeah,
get
exactly.
dropped.
We don't.
But we just here to be the vessel of the culture and whatnot.
Exactly.
And speaking of the Drake situation, Metro Booming was a Drake hater, but he's busy DJing Drake songs.
For real.
Yeah, so he hates the nigga, but he's eating off the nigga's music.
It be like that, man. Sometimes, you know, you just gotta get your coins.
It be like that. Listen to this nigga, dog. But yeah, man, that's how it is. Well, what else do we got? What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening? I mean, the Euros. Euros are underway currently. They started last week Friday. 5 tournaments so far. It's great to see the long range goal back. It's great to see thrilling scorelines. I don't think there's ever been a game that's been 0-0 so far.
Bro.
And I'm loving it.
Like I was having a conversation with this friend, and when I'm starting to sound like an old head, because the guys, Banganya, this new football, the Man City type, tiki-taka type shit. I was
New
like,
football.
"Damn, bro."
New football.
Yeah, I mean it's relatively new compared to the old EPL,
Yes,
because obviously it comes from the Spanish league. Then obviously Pep Guardiola coming to the league and introducing that, and sort of changing the whole entire way of football. For me, obviously, I'm a Premier League fan. I'm a Man United fan. So I really like counter attacks. I like long balls. I like long passes. I like.
And you guys are the
crosses.
kings of that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really love the old school EPL type of play. So I'm always happy. Even people when they say like, "Why are you still Real Madrid, bro? Like you guys are not a good team. It's just a bunch of star players." I'm like, bro, you might not be a cohesive team, but those boys can play.
And that's true.
Ancelotti can put together something where the niggas are countering heavy, even if we're not expected to win the UCL, but we did. Because of
I think you always expected to win the UCL personally. Like
but
you guys are the kings of Europe. Like it's actually getting ridiculous now, especially with your signings with Mbappe and them. But who are your favorites for the tournament? Like
for the Euros.
Yeah.
I haven't been tapped in for the Euros because obviously, like I said, the past 3 weeks, man, have been quite heavy and
of course, and there's just so much sports going on.
So I'm going to pay attention. So what I'll tell you is I'm a German fan.
Okay.
I love those boys. I feel like they're gladiators. Those boys are machines.
Yeah.
I feel like they have a good chance
Very
of
efficient.
winning it. And also, it would be very poetic to see Tony Cruz,
bow out on
the highest
so
level,
true.
UCL,
So
Euros.
true. He'll be in the same conversation with your Iniestas and Xavis as someone who's won it all, basically. Because that's the only
World Cup,
trophy that is missing from his cabinet.
Exactly. Exactly. So I feel like that guy is number one. Well, Germany is number one. Second option for me is England, because I feel like they have a good squad, and obviously they've always had a good squad, but I think at this point they sort of really want it. And let's see if they can put together something nicely. Who's your money on?
My money is on Belgium. I have to say, like, I like the coach that they have now, Dominic Torrent, very fire coach, very young as well. The players that they have, obviously they lost their first game, but I don't know, man. I just feel like they're not playing with the burden of being the golden generation like they were in the previous tournaments. So they're really going to come out guns blazing, especially with the point to prove, given that they've lost their first game. So they really have to win their upcoming games. And I think France is a favorite as well. I mean, you can't sleep on them. Didier Deschamps has been in France management now for 12 years. I don't think there's a manager currently that's coaching international football that's been coached for that long. And he's won everything. This is the only trophy that's missing for him as an international coach. So I think he's really going to have his eyes. I mean, you look at France, they went to the final 2018. They won it. They went to the final 2022. They won it. 2016 Euros, they went to the final. They lost against Portugal. But I think they're not missing anything. They're so balanced. But those are my two favorites.
Two favorites.
How about we actually put something on the line, though, for seeing whoever comes close? I don't know what we could work out in terms of the predictions of who's actually going to win this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna give her. Do we give her some money or some betting money? We'll figure out as we go. But
yeah,
tell us, who do you think? Who do you put your money on? I say Germany, England. He says France and Belgium.
Yeah.
And you tell us what you think of, and then obviously you should pay attention to the pod, because every week we'll make sure that we follow through with whatever's happening, and then the winner will announce here and obviously on our social media, and just make sure that we compensate you right. But if sitaba winileyo okanye wine nam asingenanga leyo,
yeah, then we're the ones that have to get some investment of sorts, you know.
So yeah, speaking of Belgium is a very nice team, but I feel like they're not really cohesive. Even the last World Cup they played, I felt like these guys should have done a bit more. I mean,
they bummed out in the group stages.
Yeah, I think in especially in 2018, because there was sort of like, because remember Hazard was sort of like the biggest player
until he went to Madrid, and then he killed his career.
Yeah, because in
hey man,
so, yeah, around that time, so his move, because obviously he's sort of like Cristiano Ronaldo's successor. 2018 is gonna play for the biggest club in the world. He's there.
Yeah,
he's a great player without a doubt. Kevin De Bruyne, probably the best midfielder at that point. Obviously outside Toni Kroos and the other Real Madrid guys who are dope.
The other Real Madrid guys.
Casemiro was on top, was on fire as well then. So I really feel like they could have done better, but these guys' chemistry was not on par. And I think egos also had a part to play. And maybe even the coach, man, I think you are Salando as a coach, when you have stars in the team and you can't control them, you can't move.
That's true. That's
team.
true. So, and I think that's something that might or might not have changed. And I think one other thing that we might be neglecting is the fact that the squad is old. They're in their 30s, so they lack a defense a bit. I mean,
shout out to Doku though. He's on fire.
He's a fire player, obviously playing for my team, Man City. But I think we have to mention.
I hate niggas who are Man City and. Dog,
this new age teams, you're gonna say, I'm sure something of that like.
Didn't you matriculate in 2015?
I did.
How are you Man City, bro?
How do you mean? These people keep on having these hypotheses that you're not supposed to be a Man City supporter if you were 20-something years old or whatnot.
So I have two theories, right? If you're a Man City fan and you are old as me or older than I am, it's either it disco gwenu, it tengwe 2012.
It actually 2013.
2013.
Yeah.
Okay, you started watching the Premier League very late. Secondly, I feel like you changed teams. You had a team before that, and then you obviously changed.
As you said, I mean, I got Dash 2013, and I've always been a City fan because I always liked, you see, when we played the Vodacom Challenge, when City and United used to come to South Africa, play Pirates and Chiefs, and when our coach was still Roberto Mancini, like it was just a class coach, used to wear the scarf, used to wear the suit.
Okay, you guys were like the Yaya Torres and the Mario Balotelli.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, right?
So yeah, there was
but
always...
any nigga that's older than I am, you can't be a Man City fan.
And another thing is, I just hated United. So as a result, I loved the opposite or the arrival, which was Man City. Yeah. And it seems like we share a bit of ops in common, which is nice for bands on the pod and stuff like that. But
even schools with ops. Yeah. Well, I only find out now that you went to Alex.
Exactly. And Lawson Brown over here.
Best school
they used to beat us in soccer, but anything
other.
There was no competition. There's no competition much, anywhere else besides the soccer. So I'm sure you don't have much to say.
Girls. I mean, girls. We had 5 girls.
you're not competing with Alex. You're not competing with Alex.
Bro, and I look. Okay, maybe girls like, hello.
Lloyd is not agreeing there. He's like, this nigga just coerced me into something.
I mean, dog, like, or maybe I'm being biased. I don't know, but like, bro, like, I think first episode, we've gotten
It was a good
somewhere.
one, man. It was a good one.
You know, well, this is practically the second time shooting because we did a test shoot, and this is the very
This
first
is our
episode,
first actual
season
shoot.
1.
Pilot episode, as they say.
Pilot episode. We ain't got sponsors yet, so as na ending so
Yeah.
but for the next one, trust, and the upcoming ones, we should have sponsors. And also, if
For
you
real,
wanna,
we're gonna work.
if you have some sponsors, as well, just shapa a through ball.
Yeah,
but I
please,
think
guys. We'd greatly appreciate that. I mean, we're all keen for anyone willing to work with us in any sort of facet. So yeah, my G Mav, it's been a good one. I appreciate you, brother.
Pleasure, brother. Gentlemen, episode 1, season 1. Let's give ourselves a round of applause, brother.
Inside the tribe.
Inside the tribe it is, man. Let's rock out.
Shout out.